elders are coming in. It's coming in. All right.
Okay,
Well, welcome you all. Thank you all for joining. Hope you all can hear me okay. Thanks for joining. We are in year three of, I got to admit somebody. We're in year three of resolution substitution. Just thank you all for joining. We call it resolution substitution, by the way, for the new people, because 3 years ago, I decided that the singles needed some help because as we've done workshops around the country, young people, I'm sorry, singles have told me that their church just didn't seem to be addressing their needs. So, but I also know that at the beginning of the year, we make resolutions and we're going to do things better. We're going to lose weight. We're going to do all these things. And that works for 1 or 2 weeks. And then we, all of a sudden, we stop getting focused. We're not focused anymore. So anyway, I decided to do this weekly video conference call so that we could talk about whatever it is you all want to talk about. And I got to be honest with you, a few times I've done most of the talking. I hope that's not the case tonight because we got some new folks on. We want them to know that we enjoy their company. So anyway, y'all just talk along with us. So several weeks ago, one young lady uh, asked the question or made the statement, I need some help because obviously I'm doing something wrong because I keep attracting the wrong kind of guy. Okay. So I decided to use this slide from one of our workshops that we do for singles. And that is, are you using the wrong bait? And as you can see there, the guy's got his line in the water, but the fish are going in the opposite direction. So, and then I talked about this idea of, I know some men who are they are out there just to get the easy catch. And I highlighted in this email that I sent out that I find it detestable about that kind of guy. Notice I didn't say man, is that he would need to look for an easy catch. You know, I don't know about you guys, the rest of you guys that's on the call, William and Marcel. Uh, I always like the challenge. I didn't like the easy ones. In fact, if they were too easy, I figured, y'all excuse my language. And by the way, for those of you who are in the church, this is not a Bible study, right? So we can kind of get loose and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just let your heart go, and we'll put you in check if you get too far out there. But you know, anyway, so hold on, y'all. I still gotta admit, people, these folks, your cousins can't get there on time. That's okay. Um, so one of our young ladies said, well, what if you have been married and don't want to be married again, right? And so I asked the question, so are you saying that you still want to date? And if so, what is your purpose for dating then? See, it's my position, and I'm doing this just for the new people, y'all. I promise I'm gonna answer the question that Andrea has been waiting for me to answer forever. I'm gonna answer that question tonight, Andrea. So just bear with me for a second. But it is my position that you should only be dating, and I don't want to, I hope I'm not offensive, but at y'all's age, you should only be dating to marry. You should only be dating to marry. If you are dating for any other purpose, you are in the danger zone because more than likely you are going to give in to those desires. Uh, so you should only be dating to marry. Anybody want to pull on that? Fine, just jump right on in. I'm good to go. So anyway, um, one of our participants, after we had a testimonial, if you will, from one of our participants said, speaking from the heart, I need help because I was looking for love in all the wrong places. And by the way, we have a workshop entitled Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places for single folks. I feel like if my father was in my life, he could have taught me how a man's supposed to treat a lady. I'm being honest. I was having sex with men and I was wrong because I was in lustful relationships. I'm at a point now where I just want to get closer to God and live a single life. I mean, let's praise and thank God for this young lady. who came to the realization that she's been doing this the wrong way. All right, so we went down that road, and I mentioned last week, if you do find yourself in that position, ladies and gentlemen, just understand that scriptures teach. Paul says, "For I would that all men were even as I myself," and that y'all may not know, but Paul was okay being single. He didn't have those struggles. Um, and so he says, but every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner and another after that. I say, therefore, to the unmarried and widows, and by the way, let me pause. I don't like calling y'all single because it gives the idea that you are all alone. That's why when I do workshops for you guys, I use the term unmarried. But anyway, he says, I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. What he's communicating there, and when he says if you cannot contain, that is, if you cannot control your sexual desires, marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. Now, in our society, which is a whole lot different than what Paul's society was, in our society, sex is like that's just what you're supposed to do, right? Um, and so people will have sex with people. I mean, it just doesn't matter whether they are serious about a relationship or not. They just want to have sex. That's not what Paul is in reference to here. And so what he's really communicating is if you've got that special someone in your life, marry that individual if you cannot contain, if you cannot control your desires. Marry, because it's better to marry than to burn with those desires. He was not talking about burning in hell. Okay? So I'm gonna skip all this. These are the topics that led up to the one that got away. We talked about that. We gave you this link to this website um, that talks about the one that got away because it's a real kind of a.
That fuel filter
It's not a
is good.
syndrome or anything.
It was just changed a couple of weeks ago.
Yo,
How much
Archie,
more in the bowl?
you. Never mind. I just muted it. Um, so there, it is not a clinical diagnosis or anything, but people do struggle with this, the one that got away, and so this article will help you deal with that, right? So you can look, Google one that got away or whatever, and you can find that link or take a screenshot of that real quickly, and you can get to that article. I thought it was pretty insightful, and it's not a very long article either. Okay, so they make some suggestions. Again, you can find that in that article. We're not going to go back over that. The one that got away either got away because of a breakup or divorce. Either you had a fight, or there was infidelity, or there was a career or move. And then the other one that got away, we mentioned, could have been as a result of death, right? I mean, you could have been married and your spouse died, and in your mind, that's the one that got away. Either way, if you're not careful, you can get stuck, and that hinders your ability to get into a meaningful relationship moving forward, right? Okay, so don't weep because it's over, rejoice because it happened. The idea is at some point, you really need to let that one that got away go, right? So that was a quote that I found many, many, many years ago. And I can't tell you how many times I've used that in funerals, just because it really does speak to the attitude that we ought to have. Um, and I know it's easier said than done, but I mean, if you think about it, it really is insightful and profound. Don't weep because it's over, rejoice because it happened. I think Dr. Seuss put it this way: don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. So this week's video conference call, the friend zone may be the danger zone. I wanted to go over this. I wanted to cover this because you all had me perplexed, to be honest. Y'all had me perplexed because I got to tell you, um, I'm going to tell you, the discussions that we've had that you all have communicated about, ladies especially are talking about these guys that they just want to go they just want to be friends, and y'all don't have time for that. Y'all want to get married. So what is the deal? Um, so anyway, y'all had me perplexed on that thing, and it's like I just don't quite understand it. Tan, is that you down at the bottom? Hold on, y'all. Y'all bear with me for a second. I got to make sure we don't have any Zoom bombers on the call. 972. Hello.
Yes, it's me. It's
Okay.
me.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Yes,
All
sir.
right. I just got to rename you. All right. Y'all pardon me. Okay. Yeah. And for those of you who are new, we had somebody to join our call one Thursday, and they started doing all kinds of things to the PowerPoint presentation. By the way, can you all see the PowerPoint presentation? Yes. Thank you, William.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. Good. All right. So we got Denise, who is new. I don't think Denise has been with us before, and Kavina. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Can you give me a thumbs up if I am? Okay, good. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So I wanted to have this discussion about the friend zone, and I'm going to tell you all tonight, finally, because Andrea has been trying to get me to answer the question: how did you know it was time to move from just friends to working toward marriage? Is that it? Is that basically it, Andrea? She said, yeah. Okay. And okay, so y'all, I saw this. So let me tell you what, and let me show you, remind you of what the email said. If you are using the friend zone as your strategy to find your mate, that is probably why you don't have one. Mm. Those who are serious about being married don't have time for that game. Would you all agree with that? Yeah. Uh, I will finally answer the question that many have been asking. When did you know? How did you know that it was time to take it to the next level and move toward marriage? Join us this Thursday, yada, yada, yada. And then I said, stop wasting your time or his or her time with this foolishness. Let him or her be the one that got away. Y'all like that? I thought that was pretty cool. The one that wants to just be a friend. Let him or her be the one that got away. I'm just saying. All right, so here we are. So y'all, let me see if I can take us through the relationship phase, if you all will. I mean, you do understand, I've said it before, but you do understand that the minute you start engaging with someone, that is a relationship. Y'all understand that, right? It doesn't mean that there's anything. It's just a relationship, right? Okay. All right. So, but let's talk about it from a boyfriend, girlfriend, I think you might be, or whatever. So, at some point, you have to ask yourself the question: what is his or her motivation for engaging with me in conversation and taking me out to lunch? And by the way, when I say taking me out to lunch, I don't mean I'm talking just we're just going to lunch. There is nothing that has been determined that there's anything more. We're just going to lunch. Okay. So what is your motivation? This, I guess it's the engineer in me. I think data is important. I think assessments are important. And so at some point you have to ask yourself, why are you wanting to spend time with me? Does that make sense? Anybody? Okay, why are you wanting to spend time with me? Okay, now, as I ask myself that question, and especially if we're spending a lot of time together, I then ask myself, are you doing this because you think I'm worthy, like to be your spouse, or you think I'm easy? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Let me just make it real. there are some people who will try to become your friend because they think you're easy. You've given them no reason to believe that, to think that. But there are just some folks who think you're easy. Now, now let me make sure I understand. Let me make sure I clear this up. They may think you're easy for something other than sex. Could be money. Could be a position at work. Yeah, does that make sense? Andrea still ain't feeling this. She's you processing, Andrea? Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but that wasn't the question that I asked.
Okay, well, explain so I can. I think I'm gonna get there, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll wait.
Okay, all right. So it there may be any number of reasons why this individual is spending time with you or wanting to spend time with you. Newsflash. There's another reason this individual may be spending time with you, and that is that individual is just lonely. Doesn't really know how to have friends. Doesn't really know how to take it to the next level. They're just lonely. They just and that's one of those individuals that will just waste all of your time. They wanna lock you down because guess what? You talk to them. You spend time with them. You go places with them. Okay, Archie raised his hand. What you need, Archie?
At what point? At what point did you at what point did you realize that your wife Kim was more than your friend?
That's the question Andrea is asking. Right, Andrea? Yep. She said, "Yep." That's what I'm getting there, Archie. If you just bear with me. I have 42 minutes to answer that question. Y'all just bear with me. Okay. But I think I need to make sure that we understand it. And maybe you all should be asking yourself as you get into these relationships, at some point you've got to ask, why? What is your motivation for spending time with me? I think that's an important question, right? And you either think I'm worthy or you think I'm easy. Okay. So, and I don't know, maybe that makes sense. Maybe not. All right. All right. So let's define this friend zone. In popular culture, and this from Wikipedia, friend zone is a term for the situation in which one person in a mutual friendship wishes to enter into a romantic or sexual relationship with the other person while the other does not. The person whose romantic advances were rejected is then said to have entered or to have been put in the friend zone with the sense that they are stuck there. Okay. And so before we get into this, I think I asked the question last week, but I don't think we got a chance to answer. Ladies, tell me why you put guys in the friend zone. Guys, tell me why you put women in the friend zone.
I don't see any potential of anything more than just friendship.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna write these down. Hold on. Because these will show up in a future workshop. I don't see any potential.
Potential for anything more than just friendship.
Okay.
It's like they could be themselves, but it doesn't matter because the friendship is not gonna go no further to this point anyway. It's like if he's silly, goofy, I don't know, whatever. So you're looking at the inside, not the outside. So it's like he's friends because I don't see myself having the desire to be with him past that anyway. So we could be cool. We could be friends.
Okay.
Like so there's no potential there.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
But there's company. There's company or somebody to eat up your time.
Right. Yeah. So basically, the same thing William said. There's no potential. In other words, you've seen something that basically says this ain't the one. Okay.
Right.
All right. Anybody else?
Could it be
Ladies?
possible?
I'm sorry.
I say, could it be possible as well? Like for me, I don't think I'll friend zone anyone dealing with the opposite sex. If it's something that may be triggered, that maybe this is something I want to pursue, well, I treat them as an associate from a distance. That means that they're not going to get my time. That means that I might not answer the call, might not answer the text. They just a distance, because for me, why friend zone someone and stay in constant communication when there is no interest on my part? I'll treat them like a distant cousin. But because they someone new I met, I might text them every once in a while, a call, but that's not one I want to particularly to have in my inner circle or involved in my life
Okay.
outside of hi, bye.
I got you. Okay. So there is no interest. Okay. All right. Who else?
Well, for me, there's a saying in drag racing that goes, most races are win or lost at the line. So since we're speaking about relationship, that line for me is attitude. Whether it's a stank attitude, the meaner disposition, if she just has a messed up attitude, friend zone automatically.
Okay. Okay.
When his walk and his talk don't align.
Ooh. Okay. When walk and talk don't align. Now you know I'm gonna ask you to elaborate.
I know you are.
Well, go ahead then. Because I like that. That's deep right there.
So when someone says that they're a Christian and they're only Christian on Sunday, they don't display Christian characteristics throughout their entire life. They don't have the characteristics of a Christian, not giving, not warm, hardworking. All of that goes into the Christian attributes.
Okay. All right. That's good. When your walk and talk don't align. Somebody else share with us.
For
Why
me, it
you
would
put-
be too forward too soon,
Oh, love it.
trying to make a relationship too soon.
Right. Too forward too soon. Lord have mercy. Go ahead, somebody. I can write and listen.
When their values don't align with yours and they don't feel the same about relationships and how important they are, and to know to not mistreat somebody. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, yes, I did. Uh-huh. Okay.
And Alicia's here with me, but she's not doing well.
Okay. All right. So when their values don't align with yours, they don't know how to treat. Is it treat you or treat people?
They don't know what a real relationship is and how to treat people.
Okay. Wow. Okay, I gotta ask this question. You said they don't know what a real relationship is.
Yeah, it's almost like they're users.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
that's-
users of anyone, whether it's a male, female relationship or just friends.
mhm.
A male friend to a man, a female friend to a woman, whatever kind of friend, just
Yeah. I get it completely. In fact, when you said don't know what a real relationship is, my first thought was that individual, you find very quickly and early that it's all about them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Why else do you, anybody else have anything else as to why you put someone in the male, I'm in the friend zone? Hold on, somebody's chatting. They don't know the rules. Oh,
Well, I say the mindset has to be there. If the mindsets don't connect, it's going to be a lot of problems. If I feel a conversation is a big part of getting to know someone, and if one person lacks that, everything falls apart, and you're gonna put that person in the friend zone because they don't have that conversation that you're looking for.
right. All right. I like that one. I like them all, by the way. And when I come to y'all's church and do a workshop, y'all gotta act like y'all ain't never heard this stuff, because I promise you it's going into a workshop. This is how I do my research. This is how this is how I stay relevant, and that's it. So when the mindsets don't connect, oh my gosh, right? Okay, all right. Anybody else? Because I'm about to move. If y'all don't, if anyone else doesn't have something.
Well, for me, it's someone or a person that refuses to distance themselves from their either their ex or their past. I mean, they say they're over their ex, but the way they treat you is how the ex treated them. So they're bringing those past resentments and hurt into the current relationship.
Okay. Wow. That's
Inadvertently bringing them into the relationship.
okay. That's good. That's real good. With the X. All right. That's good right there. Okay. Um. Well. So let me tell y'all. I ran upon this quote some time ago, and it's really relevant, I think, today, because what I found today, I was just talking to a girl at work here, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, and she was getting boxes. I think I told y'all this. She was getting boxes, and I'm in security, so they have to kind of make sure that we know that the boxes they're taking out are empty and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so she showed me her boxes, and I said, well, what's going on? You moving? She said, well, I'm moving my boyfriend in. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, and I said, really? I said, how long y'all been together? She said, for a long time. Um, but she's moving him in. And I said, well, any plans on marriage? Because I'm always counseling, or. So I said, any plans on marriage? And she says, yeah, and this is the next step. I just want to make sure that we can live together, be together. Okay. So this quote is very relevant, and it was very relevant to her comment. And that is, you don't marry someone you can live with. You marry the person who you cannot live without. Oh, yeah, Felicia, you see that, you feel it, don't you? I saw you, neck brace and all. I saw you. Lord have mercy, y'all. I mean, see, in our society, with all this shacking and racking and all that stuff, we think that we should try it out. And by the way, statistics show that those who shack before marriage, they have a higher divorce rate than those that don't. Okay, how could that be? Because you said the reason you're moving in with this individual, or you're moving this individual in. And by the way, ladies, don't be a sucker. Don't move that no good. Don't move him in with you.
So
First of all, you shouldn't be moving in together at all. But especially, ladies, don't let that move in with you. How come you can't move in with him? Where's his house? You do know Adam had a place before Eve. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, y'all. Come on now. Don't fall for that, ladies. Celeste, can you feel me? You understand what I'm saying? It's been a while since you on. She got a new glamour shot, y'all. Y'all see her hair? Come on, Celeste, talk to
You ain't got no sense. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, no moving in, period. But the moving out. But I wonder why the woman moves the man in. Is it because she wants to be able to put him out of her house?
Ooh. Oh, perspective. Let me just ask a question. Y'all did hear her, right? Did y'all hear her? Yes. You didn't hear her, Susan? She wonders why a woman would want to move a guy in. Is it because she wants to be able to put him out? That's a very interesting perspective. And Celeste, I'm hoping you're not, speaking from from experience. And y'all, pardon me. I worked too hard this past weekend in the yard, and my allergies are killing me. My eyes are watering, and I got all this drainage and all that stuff. So y'all bear with me. But Celeste says maybe it's because she wants to be able to put him out. Okay, my first thought is if you think there's going to be a need to put him out, why would you let him in? I'm just saying, y'all. You know, I do a lot of counseling. I talk to people, I listen to people, and what I heard implied in that is you kind of know you might have to put that sorry, no good out. I'm just saying. Okay. But let's get back to this quote. You don't marry someone you can live with. You marry the person who you cannot live without. Oh, that's true. Somebody give me your reaction to that while I take a drink. Hello?
I mean, I agree with the quotation.
Okay. You don't look for somebody you can live with. You marry the person who you cannot live without. Andre, I'm about to answer this question. Okay. See, because when I started talking to Kim, I told y'all, and this is a hint in case y'all want to figure out how to get God to bless y'all. Get involved in ministry. That's how God delivered my mate to me, was in ministry. I was over prison ministry. That beautiful woman started working with the prison ministry. As we were talking, as somebody mentioned, I can't remember whom. Who was it? Was it Marcel? Was it you, Marcel, that said communication, talking, mindsets don't connect?
Yes, that was me.
Okay. Yeah, Marcel said, yeah, since you liked it, I'm gonna say, yeah, that was me. But anyway, let me just tell you, dude, the mindsets connected. She had gone through a divorce. And you know what I find interesting? Jamal, was it you that talked about refusing to break the tie with the ex? Was that you, Jamal?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Y'all, let me tell you, even though she went through a divorce, anybody ever been through a divorce knows that it ain't a happy time, right? I mean, it is not fun at all. In fact, the reason that beautiful woman and I started doing workshops is to keep everybody from going through a divorce. That's why we're counseling people. And y'all, I can't tell y'all, we counsel with couples and we're doing everything we can to keep those couples together. But most of the time, people come to us in counseling for marriage counseling. It's already too late.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make that last ditch effort. And we tell them right up front, we don't have a magic bullet. We just don't.
What?
Right. But at any rate, so we started doing what we're doing to keep.
It's Christian. It's Church of Christ, folks. Hold on.
Hello. Thank you, Felicia, for muting. We don't want to hear all your business. All right, don't make me mute you. Okay.
Hey James, before you move past, I just thought about your question earlier.
Which question was that?
Why somebody would put them in the friend zone?
Mhm.
And I don't know if y'all already covered this, but it just popped in my head. Maybe that individual isn't ready to commit, so they want to keep as many options open so nobody can say, "Well, I thought we was together." No, we just friends. I never said we was together.
Okay, I got you.
Brother Bradley,
Yes.
I believe where we left off last week was at the point that you told us that Kim was your only friend, that you didn't have other friends at the time.
That's true.
So can you elaborate on that and put it in the context of when the males and the females disagreed on what a friend was?
Okay. So, all right. So as it relates to my, okay, let me see if I can frame my position. I believe that men fall into three categories. I'm talking, when I say men, I'm talking real men. Okay. Men that like women. Let me put it that way. Who's laughing? Okay. Men that like women. There are some who are okay with just observing, looking, right? And I got to tell you, all men look at women. I still look at women, and I'm
Amen.
very happily married. I love that beautiful woman in there. Can't no other woman take her place. But guess what, y'all? I still look when a woman passes. Anybody want to drop off the call now? Just go ahead and say so. Just go ahead and drop off. Because I believe in telling it like it is. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Okay. And if any of you women don't like what I just said, tomorrow when you go to work or tomorrow when you go to Walmart and you see that hunk walking down the aisle or walking down the cubicle walls or whatever, don't be trying to say you weren't looking. Come on now. Okay. So there's some who are okay with just looking.
You're saying looking, not lusting. So you're all right.
Yeah, looking, not lusting. Thank you. Okay. Then there are those men who take it to the next level. They just got to touch. And I don't mean touching in a sexual way. But they are not satisfied with just looking. They have to touch. And it may just be a shoulder or whatever, and then there's that third category of guys that want to go all the way, and they're doing everything they can to get you in a position so that they can go all the way. That's my belief. Okay. For me, as long as I've been dating, well, after high school, I've only wanted one woman. I believe that any woman that I'm going to be with deserves my all. I don't believe that she ought to have to share me. I've told y'all before. Who was it? What's that boy's name? That has the music. Let me see. Oh yeah, John Legend. He got that song. Number one, I think it is. And I've told y'all, women don't want to be number one. And when you listen to that song, if y'all get a chance, go listen to John Legend's Number One. I think that's the name of it. I thought I had it on my phone, but somewhere it fell off. If you listen to the song, what is really communicated, he's saying she's number one. Well, all that means is that there is a possibility that there's a number two, number three, number four, number five. A woman does not want to be number one. I know it sounds good on the surface, but a woman does not want to be number one. She wants to be the only one. The only one. I don't know. Maybe y'all are different, ladies. Tell me, For those of you that only want to be the only one, give me a thumbs up.
This is to the women, right?
To the women, yes. Okay. All right. Look, just about everybody on here, for those who are paying attention, have given me a thumbs up. Okay. Those others are either at work or whatever and can't comment. Okay. Now look. Okay. See, and but y'all, that's my mentality. I know guys on the other hand, who want to have as many women as they can. Me,
Man,
I only want one. And what I discovered is when I developed that attitude in dating, it carried right over into my marriage. So that, and I can't tell y'all how many opportunities I've had to have other women. Even though I got this thing on my finger, y'all, and in fact, this thing on your finger seems to be a magnet.
yes, sir.
Y'all hear what I'm saying? And guys, that might be okay for those of you who are struggling. You guys that are struggling to find a mate or find a girlfriend, just go get a fake one of these and put it on. Don't do that. Y'all know, but I'm just saying, this thing seems to attract women. I'm just saying. Okay. So it carried into my married life that I didn't need or didn't want any other women. Okay. So when I was dating Kim, Andrea, I didn't want to have any other women. So I mean, I had females that I would talk to in casual conversation, but nothing at all giving any kind of hints that I'm in it for something else. But that's just me. Okay. And the reason that I decided to move to the next level with Kim was for the reasons that I'm about to give you. Her availability. Can I pause for station identification? I think that it's important for you all in your dating to make sure that these individuals are available. What do you mean? Because surely they wouldn't be talking to me if they were not available. You better go ask somebody. There's some folks out there who will talk to you even though they are married, y'all. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Now, mine is hard to get off, but there are some folks who can take theirs off with no issues. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And they'll pretend like there's a guy at work, y'all. He came to us last year. For some reason, his family is in Austin, Texas. His wife and his 2 children are in Austin, Texas. And he's come as if he is single. And every woman in that place, well, not every woman, but, and especially the new ones that come, he's trying to get busy with them. There was a new one that came this past week. And Lord have mercy, he's already trying to hook up. I can see it in his actions. Her availability. After talking with her, I discovered that she had gone through a divorce. That means she is available. Okay. Somebody tell me, you see, I have that under quality. That's a quality. What does that mean to you, availability?
To me, it means that they're single, but it also means that they include me in their life and are present with me, and that they're not hard to find. If I need them, I'll be able to get a hold of them. They don't run away.
Well, see, the individual has to be available in more than just presence. If that individual, going on Jamal's, I think it was Jamal's thought, if that individual is still connected to the ex, that means that they're really not totally available to you. So, one, she was available. Compatibility. And by the way, all of these end in liddy, right? Y'all will see that in a minute. Compatibility. That's the preacher in me getting all these words that end the same. Compatibility. We were and are compatible, y'all. What makes somebody compatible with you? I need to hear from everybody on this one.
Having a lot in common.
Having a lot in common. Like, ooh, Archie just itching to
Interests
say
and
something.
hobbies.
I'm sorry, what was that, William?
Did you ask like what?
Were
Were you asking
like
that?
What? Yeah, like
Yeah,
what?
like interests, hobbies, and then of course, whether you're in the church or not.
Interests, hobbies, whether or not you're in the church. Okay. Compatibility. Somebody else?
Well, goals, aspirations. For me, yeah, and it was said earlier, it's conversation. A lot of it has to do with not necessarily the quality, but well, I guess substance is the same as quality, but the quality of the conversation. I don't want to just be the one that's always oh yeah, I just lost my thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. No, but I think we got it. All right. Somebody else? All right. Somebody needs to mute. I'm hearing a radio program or something.
I think that's Archie.
What I pay y'all for, man? Y'all can't do nothing right.
I think it's Archie.
Y'all charge me $600 for an oil change.
Okay. And I'm gonna charge Archie $600 for interrupting our call. What else, y'all? Compatibility. Okay, I'm gonna move on then since this is not making sense to y'all. But
Maturity.
This made perfect. I'm sorry.
Maturity.
Maturity. Ooh. Okay. Explain, Marcel.
No, you don't want just anybody who is not past that level of knows how to speak a language. I don't want somebody that's using profanity every other sentence, because that looks bad too. I just don't want someone who lacks the skill or the mind, like you said, the lacks the mindset of wanting to be in a relationship.
Right.
You want somebody who's mature, who knows how to conduct themselves, in your presence and not in your presence.
Right. Compatible. Let me tell you, I can't stand a woman that smokes. And you said profanity, Marcel. I can't stand a woman that curses. If I wanted a sailor, I'd have joined the Navy. Just saying. All right, compatibility. When I give a word and it resonates with you, just say something, would you? Credibility. I'm telling y'all, these words that I put in here, I saw these qualities in Kim. Credibility. Somebody talk to me about credibility.
Mean what you say and say what you mean.
Mean what you say and say what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's it. That's all we got. Okay, I'll keep moving. Flexibility. Boy, that could go anyway.
Yes, it could.
It's
so
not.
which way you wanted to go?
I mean, it's not all about them. They're willing to consider the other person and what they want as well. It's not like my way or the highway type situation.
Thank you, Celeste, because these other guys, they were going somewhere else with that word. I knew that was going to happen when I put that word up. Flexibility. You're absolutely right, Leslie. it is not just about them. Because in a relationship, y'all, you do know that in a relationship, there's going to be some give and take. But in a healthy relationship, we said it before, I'm going to say it again. A healthy relationship is not you doing all the giving. You hear what I'm saying? So flexibility, spirituality. Many of you have spoken about that, my Lord. And I told y'all, I would look down on Sunday morning and that beautiful woman would already be in church before church started with her 5 children, already sitting down toward the front of the auditorium, y'all. And to me, that was important. Her spirituality just rang forth with me. Not only that, but as we were going down to the prison ministry and we were talking, see, that's the value of communication. That's the value of talking. You really get to find out. You really get to find out, you know, what a person is all about. So her spirituality rang forth. Anybody want to jump in? Just do it whenever you. Versatility. Versatility. What does that mean? How does that play into a relationship? And why was that important to me? These are things that were important to me, y'all. Y'all not feeling that?
I think the versatility means that if like she has certain hobbies that I may not like, but I grow to like it, you know, I feel like that's versatility, and it can go either way. Like for her, there are things that she may not like that I like, but she's acceptable to growing to like it.
Yeah. When somebody is versatile, let me tell you what it does when someone is versatile. It also challenges you, because when they demonstrate something new, a new facet of themselves, now it challenges me to respond to that, which means our relationship can grow. Felicia, you have your hand up. Yes, ma'am.
These characteristics that you're running off, did you already have this in mind? So when you met this woman, these are the things that Kim lined up with. These are all your check marks, or now you can say that because you have hindsight, and these are the things that she had. Did you have a checklist?
So that's a very good question. These particular words were not. I didn't have a checklist. I do, by the way, recommend that, and I need to show you all something maybe next week. I know I've showed it. I know I've shown it before. And maybe I'll try to bring it again next week or pop it in next week. Because let me see what time. Oh man, we got 7 minutes. Next week, maybe I'll show it next week. But so no, I didn't have these words on a checklist and say, but guess what? If these make sense to you, maybe you ought to be putting them on your checklist. Now, remember what I've recommended before is you can have a checklist, but do not, absolutely do not share your checklist with your potential, because all they'll do is fake it. Y'all get what I'm saying? So do not share your list with your potential, because you run the risk of them just becoming that so that they can get what they want. You want somebody, I wanted somebody who was versatile without them knowing that I wanted somebody that was versatile. That was a good question. Stability. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I can't tell you how important this one is. You know what I like? I like somebody who is the same every time I see him.
Amen.
Stable. You know, and I almost say it, and I don't want to be insensitive to individuals who have, you know, situations in their lives where they may have to take some medication. Please don't misunderstand me, but and even if she had been on something that would help her to be stable. As long as she was always taking it, that was all that was important. That would have been all that was important. But stability, y'all, for me, was key. And I don't want to have to figure out who you are today. Now, you say, well, how does that compare with versatility? Okay, there are two different things. Stability says you are who you are and what you are always. For me, that was important. Let me just see if I can get through all of these and then we can talk about them next week. Hospitality. As former youth minister and then associate minister, I was always entertaining at the house. And I needed to know that I had someone who understood how important hospitality is. If you're going to be in ministry, if you're going to be serving people, you have to be able to be hospitable, which goes to what somebody said, knowing how to treat people. Hospitality. Punctuality. I told y'all my ex couldn't be on time. She may miss her funeral. I don't mean to be that negative in that, because we are still friends, but she had a problem with punctuality. Okay. That was important to me. And remember I said, when I looked down every Sunday morning, that woman was already sitting there with her 5 kids before services started. That meant she was punctual. Reliability. Woo, I knew that I could rely on her. For what? For whatever it is that I needed. Now, does that mean I got her just so that she could serve me? No, absolutely not. But here's what it did say to me, that if I needed something, I knew that she would be there. Go ahead, Jamal, what you got?
Okay, my question is it fair to look for qualities or traits in another individual if you as an individual do not possess those same qualities and traits?
My, what a powerful question. Let me refer you back to Life Jennings, who said in his song Statistics, don't be a nickel out here looking for a dime. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's unfair for you to expect somebody to be something that you are not. So if you all like these qualities that I put down or am going and putting down, if you are not them, then don't go out there trying to get somebody who meets these qualifications. That's not fair to them. So, Jamal, that was a good question. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't be out there. You want somebody to be reliable, but you are not reliable. They have a flat tire. They can't call you. You won't come. Man, please. Reliable. Sensibility. What does it mean to be sensible? Anyway, never mind. Don't answer that yet. Maybe we'll answer these next week. I'm going to give y'all something to think about. Reliability, sensibility, suitability. Ooh, y'all, can I pause? I'm going to give a little description on this one. Got 1 minute. Suitability. Y'all, there is no way, being a minister, that I could have gone out there and hooked up with a hooker or a dancer or a stripper. Does that make sense? She would not have been suitable. Hello? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Capability. See, it's important. I can't tell y'all how important it is for an individual to have a positive self-image. And the more capable they are, the more likely they will be, that they will rather have a positive self-image. If they are capable of doing their own thing, does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense, y'all. Capability, likability. Obviously, I have to like her in order to be with her. Have you ever been with somebody that you really didn't like? Lord have mercy. Sensuality. Look, y'all, I got to tell you, Jamal put his thumb up. Sensuality. Y'all, I told y'all this is not a Bible study. When I looked at that beautiful woman, I saw sexy. When I look at that beautiful woman right now, I see sexy. So sensuality was absolutely a quality that I was looking for. Morality goes without saying. And by the way, morality and spirituality, they are different. You might want to go check them out. Nobility. What does it mean for somebody to be noble? Y'all go look that up. So next week we can talk about it. And then finally, y'all, vulnerability. Remember I told y'all I had gone through a divorce. My ex cheated on me. And I maybe had this messed up head, but I said, the woman that I get with, I kind of would like for her to have gone through what I went through. I know that sounds kind of morbid, maybe, but I wanted somebody who could relate to what I had gone through, because I felt like that would be a better chance of me not getting someone else who would do that. Vulnerability. Besides that, I'm old school, and I think that it's my responsibility to be the provider and the comforter and all of that stuff. And so when I heard her story, I said, I think I can help. Y'all remember that song by this? I don't remember the artist. If your child needs a daddy, I can help. Y'all remember that? It was by a white artist. Anyway, I'll try to remember to bring that song next time. But it really communicated that, look, I'm here to help because I want to give to you what you need, because I know you're going to give to me what I need. So y'all, these were the qualities that I looked for. These were the things, Andrea, that when I saw these, I said, yep, it's time to move. You can be in a friendship with someone. You start looking for these things that are important to you. The moment you see those things, you put a stake in the ground. And I know you ladies are kind of in a precarious situation where, and by the way, if you've seen my workshop, should I actively search for a spouse? I propose that women should not be out there actively seeking. Anyway, you are in a precarious situation in that you shouldn't be so forward. I guess y'all need to go through that workshop. Anyway, I've given y'all the words: vulnerability, nobility, morality, sensuality, likability, capability, suitability, sensibility, reliability, punctuality, hospitality, stability, versatility, spirituality, flexibility, credibility, compatibility, and availability. I've given you all these words. Y'all chew on these things, and let me see if we can come back next week, because it doesn't look like I've answered that question for Andrea. She's still looking like she hadn't gotten the response that she wanted yet.
No, it's fine. I'll call you afterward, Brother Bradley. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So these are the things that I saw that were important to me. When I started seeing these things, I decided to make a move. We'll talk some more. I'm going to leave it right there. God bless y'all. God keep y'all. And we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you and good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.